primary ignition.
Here at the Portland, round 2 here at the Portland, Oregon, SWU City. Limited Planetary Qualifier at Red Castle Games. We are getting these updated right now, the player boards. To our right, though, we are going to have Neff from the channel SWUNEFF, one of our local content creators. Always happy to have them here. So we'll get that updated here in just a minute. And then their opponent, who apparently is playing something pretty good. Let's see here.
Leia Red deck.
Leia Red. So I'm going to get this updated here. But yeah, my name is D-Rod of Unlimited Power, and I'm joined by Jen, aka Madamzola from Nightsisters. Jen, how are you doing as we get into round 2 today?
I am really enjoying what everyone is building. I am trying to do the mental gymnastics of learning more, of seeing what people are putting in their decks, what they're not putting in there. I'm loving the learning curve on this, quite frankly.
Well, is there something you learned from that first match that we just watched of Dave versus Shane, which was Daedra versus Cassian?
You know what I thought was interesting is that he never used Daedra's ability, but he didn't need to. And there were some opportunities where he could have removed potentially Crosshair, but with his Daedra ability to deal that damage, but really he was just focused on, I'm just going to go fast. I know you're going to deploy later. I'm just going to like swing as much into you as possible. So like understanding it's okay to ignore the front side of your leader.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be useful. Sometimes it might not be.
Totally. So we just got the update. Looks like Sam is playing against Carson here, and Carson is coming in with a what? What is Carson standing? He is also won that first match. No surprise there, but wanted to make sure that no one was playing down here. So let's get these updated as the round 2 is going to be starting in just a second. Jen, any predictions so far? So this time, again, we're getting this updated. It's going to be Jabba versus Leia. So blue-red versus blue-green.
So this is, these are 2 of the favorited leaders in a sealed pool. So it's going to be interesting to see them go head-to-head. I have not built a Leia or even run her in sealed. So I like that she has some opportunity to do some different things. Jabba, I definitely have seen more of, and I think I have a better understanding of what he needs. I think if I'm going to run blue-green, like when we talk about cards to build around, if I open Zam Wessel in any number of upgrades, then I'm probably going Jabba or blue villainy of some sort. So I'm curious to see what he's running for that. Obviously, Sentinels. Blue in this set is still the color that kind of has the best removal. It's kind of a 2-step process or conditional, but it still exists. If I open Condemn, I'm playing blue villainy, right? So I'm curious to see what he opened, and obviously we don't get to see his build around choices, but all right, here we go. Inspector Shuttle out of the gate.
Here we go. Carson B with the initiative, launching us with the Inspector Shuttle. Nothing too fancy there. I believe it's just like a 1-3. Let me see if I can lower this light and we can see that maybe a little better. Yeah, 1-3.
And I feel like it has a when played. Exactly. So he gets to look at his hand.
All right, we see Diplomatic Shuttle, Cruel Commandos, Lost Jedi. I really like a lot of that stuff here. We talked about this earlier. So we have 2 leaders, 2 unique abilities. Let's look at Carson's real quick. With Leia Organa, take an action, pay 1 resource, exhaust her, disclose a color, anything but villain or aspectless. And if you do, give an experience token to a unit that doesn't share an aspect with that disclosed card. So I think it's really great that we already have an aspectless color, because now it's not going to share with a lot of options that Leia is going to have. So it's really good in a limited pool where you get a variety of stuff.
Yeah, he's going to have something in his hand to disclose if he wants to buff that up. And having a buffed up space unit where you've also got to see what's in their hand, that's not bad.
Yeah. Now Sam is playing Jabba the Hutt here. So again, this is Neff from SWUNEFF, one of our local content creators. You can find a lot of their stuff on stream, on YouTube. I know they just put out a great video of post-rotation decks that got a lot of attention. Great ideas. I love playing against Neff at some of our local events and recordings with some other channels, but he has Jabba, who can take an action, pay a resource, and a friendly damage unit will deal 1 damage to an enemy unit. If the friendly unit has 3 or more damage on it, it deals 2 instead. So when you have a character like Lost Jedi with grit, you have some room there to take some damage, and a little bit more room with that Acolyte he just put on with 4 health.
Yeah, that's a nice card. The other thing I think I'd be looking for here is a Death Trooper in Jabba. That's an old classic, right? Damage
Mhm.
your own thing, especially if you have grit, and then be able to damage something else, and then Jabba off of the damage you just put on it. So that feels like a good combo.
All right, we're going into turn 3. Neff with the initiative, 2 units in the ground arena. Leia over there. Carson has a unit in the space arena, 1 in the ground arena with that Academy Disciplinarian. Um, which I'm surprised you could see that it is those younger stormtrooper cadets from that Rebel series, as you
Mhm.
mentioned earlier in round 1. Wow, what an interesting episode that was of just young militarization indoctrination there. But here we go. The Acolyte is going to swing for 2. And right there on
Yep,
the
there we go.
Disciplinarian takes
Yep.
3 back. That's going to be great for Jabba's
That's
ability.
that's real good for Jabba. So I think, like Dave was saying, those big health units to then be able to take advantage of Jabba's ability, especially now with 1 resource, you can ping somebody else for 3 damage. It doesn't even have to be the same, or no, 2 damage, but it doesn't have to even be the same arena. So that
Yeah.
lets you get to other things.
So Carson decides he wants to use Leia's ability. The other option would have been to use the Disciplinarian to swing into the Acolyte, which would prevent Jabba from using the ability. So instead, he uses Leia, makes the Disciplinarian stronger, and looks like
But
Neff uses all 4 resources for that Ando Commissioner, I believe.
Yep.
Nice 4/3 Sentinel. Not the health I want to see, but 4 attack is pretty great.
And on a Sentinel, you're probably going to take out whatever they're running into you at that point.
All right, 1 damage down to Carson's base, and out comes the Crate Veteran, just a 4/3 generic unit there, and then he finishes up with the shuttle there. So nice. It's a 2-1 match, and we're going into turn 3. No, turn 4. Turn 4.
So I wonder what else was in his hand if he didn't have the Sentinel using Jabba. Oh my gosh, how is Jabba out already? Dang.
Jabba flips.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Jabba is out now that we're at 5 resources. Yeah, plots out the Palp, plops out the Jar Jar. This is an ideal plot deployment for me. When plot came out, and a lot of the decks I play with, if they usually they're villain, surprise. But if they have green, I do want to see Jar Jar. I want to see Palpatine. I want these 2 units because they change that deployment turn so much and make it feel really epic.
Or real gross, depending on what side you're sitting on. Because if I'm sitting on the other side of this, it's suddenly this buffed wall with 2 Sentinels.
Yeah, 2 Sentinels. Jar Jar's going to give a bonus there to one of those units. Looks like Sam is picking the Lost Jedi. Yeah, and you have, again, you'd have 2 more units in play for the next turn to swing. All right, the Crate Veteran gets Nimble Prowess.
Exhaust the Lost Jedi.
And exhaust the Lost Jedi. Yep, all right. Saves himself a little bit of damage there.
Yeah, and that buff is only for the phase off of Jar Jar.
Yes.
Yeah, so he just neutralized that with the Nimble Prowess.
That's correct. So 2 more damage to Carson's base and 1 more damage to Neff's base. It's 3v3, but I think Neff's going to climb up the damage board here just a little bit more. So maybe not a lot with that slow job, but
Kazuda.
some.
I would not be sad to open Kazuda.
All right. Next turn. Okay, so Neff with a strong board presence, but has no more Sentinel units. But is sitting there with 6 units on the board when Carson only has 2. And in a limited format, the more units you can get out, it's just puts you so far ahead of your opponent.
That feels like a big wall. If I'm sitting on the other side of the table from that doesn't feel good.
No, and there's not much removal that can take care of a lot of units besides Let's Call It War. Now, Carson Obviously if you have red, you're playing it. So if Carson does have it, they'll be able to take out 2 units. It doesn't hurt to take out that spy token early as well. Oh, but here we go. We get the Naboo security force, which I believe
he can disclose green and make something Sentinel for the phase.
There it is. So that's Sentinel, super strong, 7 health Sentinel. That hits for 5. So better than Jabba because it's going to at least defeat some of those units.
And at this point, Kazuda probably doesn't have, I think they probably both went to 6 resources. So he's not going to get the buff from Kazuda, who requires, if you have fewer resources than your opponent, he has +2 attack.
Oof. Yeah, that raid 2, right?
Yeah. No, he gets raid 2 ++2.
Oh, okay, great. So he can hit for
6.
That's ridiculous for a 2-season protagonist.
Of an animated series. Come on, let him have his card.
I didn't hate Resistance.
I didn't mind it. I liked it. I also feel like we've got some cool characters from there that have made it onto cards. Sonara-san, I mean, she's not on the board probably at all today, but
we've talked about this before,
cool.
So I want to see if you remember which Resistance character was I excited about in there that hasn't made it to the game, because it actually has the same last name as one of my favorite actors, because it's played by this actor.
Jeez, this feels like a trick. You did tell me, and I've already forgotten.
I know, our friendship is in the balance. Just think of it. So it is one of the main pilot racers. So you can just guess out of those, depending on your Resistance knowledge.
Yeah, that's the thing is once I'm not watching the show anymore, the knowledge just goes from my brain unless it gets a card and then it gets a refresher.
Got it. Well, I'll tell you who it was. It's Kip Fabian. Kip Faison, who is played by Donald Faison, who is a actor a lot of people know from the series and movies Clueless, as well as the series Scrubs.
Yes, there we go.
So definitely, one of my favorite people who loves Star Wars. He was super happy to finally be able to voice a character, and so they were like, you know what? Yeah, this Kip Faison can have your last name. He can be him. So a Rhodian pilot. So I'd love to see that pilot come in. That's definitely something I'd get Donald to sign at a future convention.
That would be amazing. Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. So I would be tempted if I'm Jabba right now to just be like, look at all the cards I have. I'm just going to go straight to base. But it's early game. So is my job still as the control player to just take out your units? Or do I care at this point? I have Sentinels. I think I've made it a you problem.
Well, I agree with you. You made it a you problem, which is why we saw Carson take a lot of time to decide what is the right play next. He immediately goes for the deploy of Leia Organa. Not immediately, sorry. After some thinking, he goes to deploy Leia, and then he plots out that remote tank with Sentinel, which I think is great. So now they both have Sentinel. That tank is not as strong as a security force, apparently. I don't know what they're feeding people on Naboo, but it's tougher than whatever Republic's building.
Right, yeah.
So, and then we got Leia out with who is a 4/7. So, just as good as Jabba, if not, I'd honestly say better. So,
and with her on attack, she can disclose and do the same. It's the same ability, correct? But just now it's free. You get it once, and it's on attack.
Correct. Yeah. All right. Looks like that Lost Jedi.
It's gridded up.
Oh, it looks like we're using Jabba's ability to exhaust the Jedi to deal some damage to Kaz there. All right, finally some damage is back on hitting the board here, hitting the bases. 4 damage to Neffs. And I love that, as we promote local content creators and teams and those types of things, I love when they bring in their own fan group. So a lot of people in here are excited to see SWU's build here. A lot of people get to see him build the constructed stuff. So now you get to see Neff play something a little different. So.
Yeah, and if you've ever just played against Sam or just chatted with him at a game store, he's just great. He's really fun to sit down and play with a game with. Just a friendly, just a nice guy. Just a nice game.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I really look forward to almost every other Friday him and I get together for some Twin Suns, and it's always a good time. I'm excited for some future stuff with him as well, and we should have him post-interview if time allows. All right, Carson making some tougher decisions here. Yep, discloses the Star Hopper. Puts the counter on Leia. That's a smart move because it can ensure you can continue doing that effect every turn. So now this game is a lot different from that previous game.
Oh my gosh!
Right?
Definitely yes. And a slower game, leaders coming out a little bit later compared to Dedra.
Yep. Much slower game. There it is. Kazian hitting for a bit with.
Oh,
Let's see here. Going back. Yep. So. Oh, I think maybe they forgot that there's Sentinel on the
So it
board.
has to go into the Sentinel.
There it is. Yep. And that Sentinel, 5-7. Man, again,
That's
this Naboo security
gross.
force. Right time. Great play by Sam here. Little Jabba hit. A little Jabba hit there for 2. Good to take that damage. Yep.
Back. Yep.
It's a smart move there, not worrying about the raid. The security force does your job for you, but you still have that tank that hits for 5.
Oh, and now when defeated, he just closes green again to set another Sentinel.
Wow, that is a strong card. Strong card. It's not. I like Cruel Commandos a lot, but obviously a 6 cost 5/7 can do a lot of work, a lot of staying power.
Because it's a double Sentinel. You got rid of me once, and now I'm going to make something else a Sentinel. And
I think that is something a lot of people are learning, though, in Star Wars, and Limited helps you with that, of seeing cards that can give you that double effect, especially a double Sentinel, like can really change the game when you can mix it around. So cards like the Security Force, Captain Rex, leaders that can do that, like Ahsoka with her action ability and deployment ability. So stuff like that. And again, here we are in a game that's going a little bit longer than our other ones. 2 leaders that are a little bit slower, and the life total here reflects it. It is 7-4 in Sam's favor here. So, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of late game packages these 2 have. With Carson, they have a lot of options with those colors. For Sam, Shadowcrawler wouldn't hurt.
Shadowcrawler, even Dedra to ambush out before that Sentinel. No, actually, that only has Sentinel for the phase. Correct? The remote tank, the escort tank.
When it comes into play, I believe so. Yeah, it says when played.
Time? Yeah.
Great.
Oh, yep, another Sentinel.
Wow, Dogmatic Shock Troopers, Shock Squad is out. Great Sentinel card, a 4/6 plot. I guess it's an okay one, but it's nice that it's the plot, and I actually really like the art. That's like one. I get it. I mean, they're not showing up to have fun, but I like this card art right here. Put that on a mat, please.
Oh, there's so much art that I would love to see on a mat. So much.
Well, every Spectre.
Obviously. So now as Jabba, you can just Jabba and do the rest of the damage there.
Yeah, I believe so. You can exhaust your unit, but it looks like we're gonna do Valorum. I mean, not Valorum, Palpatine here. Again, clear board. Jabba's still in play. You have your Lost Jedi with the Grit, so it actually hits for 3. Jabba hits for 2. And now we just got the Umbarian something cannon.
Yep, this is the one that doesn't take damage on its first swing. Is that the one that the first time you hit it doesn't take any damage, I think?
Are you not familiar with your Umbarian?
No, I don't know who the Umbarians are.
You need to rewatch some Clone Wars. It is a first time this unit would take damage each phase, prevent that damage. Now, if you have Jabba, that is a great way of just doing some damage. But again, the hard part is that tank hits for 7. Right? So, and here we go. It is a 10-5. It is in Neff's favor here. I think we're going now to 8 resources. So turn 7. They don't have to play 8, but we'll see.
So I guess he just kind of ignored it. I mean, maybe he has enough damage on Carson's base that I would have been tempted to use Jabba as that first ping of damage, just so that I could then take it out with my Lost Jedi.
A Lost Jedi wouldn't. He has to exhaust a unit, I believe, to do the Jabba ability, right?
Jabba ability.
So.
Oh, maybe he wasn't worried about it because he had initiative and a Cruel Commando.
That's also it's also something
also valid.
Yeah. And it's when another friendly unit is dealt damage and survives, you can do Jabba's ability.
Okay.
That's the correct text. So, all right, with Leia defeated, she just sits back in the leader zone. So we're gonna see that Starhopper come back out, making that tank a strong 8-4.
Interesting.
And now's the time where you're just going to probably want to swing into it now. If you can do some damage to the cannon, So that way, when it does swing into the clone commandos, it would die. That'd be great. But you are going to risk losing a unit.
Yeah, that's an interesting. Because again, Jabba has to. It's not just that you have a damaged unit; it has to be that it was just damaged the space.
It had to be survive the attack. It has to be when another friendly unit is dealt damage and survive. Sorry.
Okay.
So it
All
has
right.
to
So
dealt
he
damage.
doesn't have, other than Jabba himself.
But here we go. Here we go. This is what we just did. So you played the Star Hopper, the villainous Star Hopper, the Hutt Cartel, deals damage to itself. Now you can respond using Jabba's ability, which is what Neff did here, to essentially take off this shield from the cannon. So now the cannon will take damage. Smart move. Use that lost Jedi who's been wandering around since like turn 2.
Interesting. He just claimed.
It's just because he knew he wasn't going to swing into that commando. So Carson was smart here to take the initiative. He's not going to swing into the cruel commandos and lose his cannon. He'd rather have Neff deal with it himself or make Neff find another way of damaging his units. And here we go. He takes the initiative. Carson swings in the commando, takes no damage back, and clears the board from a sentinel. Now, I think we've already seen 4 sentinels in a row from Neff here. Yep. So if he can play a 5th one, I'd be a little irritated.
Yeah, that's why blue-green villainy is a little gross. It's a little gross.
A little good.
And I actually haven't seen, there's a little bit of red saboteur, there's yellow heroism saboteur, which probably we're not going to see in this deck, but I haven't seen any yet.
Well, there we go. Diplomatic shuttle, or envoy, sorry. Disclose a green.
And then the next unit you play this phase will have ambush.
There we go. This is still game 1 of their match. It's and I'm not surprised. You know, there definitely gonna be some limited matchups like this. It can be just based on the decks, or sometimes some players learning the format. But you know, if you watched the round 1, we went really quick. I think we had almost 30 minutes left in the round there with 2 aggressive leaders, both of them red. But here 2, I think they're the highest health leaders. Yeah, both of them on opposite sides of the color wheel here. Of villain and heroes, and there is the Rotunda. I must have read this card 100 times yesterday.
Yeah, the Rotunda something.
Yeah, Rotunda Senegard. So while it's undamaged, it has Sentinel. So it's a 4/5 Sentinel right now.
All right, so maybe I'm all obsessed with the fact that he hasn't. Well, I guess we don't know if he's Jabba, because if you put it on the Embarrass, no, because he would have died.
He has to take damage first, so that's how we'll know if he does the Jabba.
So the Star Hopper, potentially the Hutt Cartel.
Yeah. Darth Scion, legendary alert. So it gets an experience counter for however many units died this phase. Unfortunately, none have died.
Yeah. Oh, and he ambushed it off of his space unit. So that's how and now he's taken damage, and now
there it is. All right. It looks like Carson probably had an idea of where the time is and decided to go into game 2 here of round 2. Jen, you have the list in front of you. How many Jabba players are here? Our decks are created right now.
We have 11 Jabba players and 18 Leias. So a few more Leias than Jabbas today, but definitely those top 3, Jabba, Leia, and Colonel Yularen, that doesn't feel like a surprise.
No, but it may mean we see some of these longer, a little bit more critical thinking, control-ish decks. Maybe some of these matchups here. We do have a list of people we're going to be going through the rest of the day. Some locals. Again, a lot of our content creators, some of the teams. We really want to promote what we're doing out here in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of great players and a lot of things going on. So I'm excited to see what these two, their sideboards look like. Obviously, they're going to be pulling from the rest of their card pool. If I'm either one of them, I'm definitely looking for a little bit more Saboteur and maybe something a little bit stronger early if possible.
Yeah, I definitely, if I'm Leia at this point, I don't know, maybe I have just like a little, I don't want to say PTSD, but I don't know. Sentinels stress me out. And so I'm either going to be looking for something that gives me Saboteur, or I'm a fan of Capture. Now, technically Capture exists, but it's not in blue or red.
Yeah.
In this game, it's in green. But Also, if you're Leia and you're running some things off aspect, that does make it a little bit easier if you're worried about getting her buff. So maybe you're not sad to run something low cost off
Yeah.
aspect that you can still use, or even big cost because you're probably going to go late game
Yeah.
against these two leaders.
I would be looking at a lot of those 1 cost off aspect cards. I don't mind playing out of aspect, especially if I can still play 2 units on my deployment turn, or just something unique at the plot turn that's going to feel that could be situational.
Well, I wouldn't be sad to put sudden ferocity on Leia.
I wouldn't be sad to have sudden
Plot
ferocity at all.
that exactly. Plot that out, and then she's
Oof.
suddenly swinging for a lot more.
A 7/7, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that is Leia Organa. Now, what I love about this Leia, a lot of people don't know, is we see she's from. It mentions bloodline in her title, and it definitely represents the Leia from the books Bloodlines, which is a great series. I won't say too much there, but if you're ever curious about Leia's adult political work and rebuilding the Republic, there's a great book about that, and the situation here is really has to do with people finding out that she is related to Vader in some form. And so there's a lot that goes with it. I will say this, if you're looking to learn more about Kylo or Han or Luke, it's not the book for you. So it is all about Leia the whole time. But hey, that can be fun. Here we go, round 2, and it is a different start. Game 2, round 2. So Karis Nemec is in play, one of the strongest rares we've seen out of this set, because when she dies, she's going to make some tokens for you. And then we see the Acolyte played by Sam.
Nice. High health unit, take little damage, survive. Nemec does not have much health.
No, not at all. You want the Nemec to die, and you need to deal with it. Hitting for 3 is pretty rough. I know I'd be swinging with that 3, and if the Acolyte swings into the Nemec, well, that's just going to give me a spy token that can swing for another 2 here soon, as long as I disclose the right colors.
Oh.
Okay, knowledge and defense. He's going to lower the Acolyte.
Is that a -2/-2 and draw a card?
I believe it's only a -1/-1
Okay.
and draw a card. It could be -2/-2. Oh, it's -2. There we go. A little better than I thought.
Oh, now suddenly Nemec lives.
Yep. So Nemec can clear the board if they really want to, or again, they can just do that extra 3 points of damage.
Takes him out.
Got rid of the Acolyte.
Takes nothing back.
Right.
Interesting. So, because for me, if I'm the Leia player, I think I'm just going to try to go faster, which maybe is the mistake here. I guess they're both late deploy leaders. I just watched him drop 10 million Sentinels. I think I'd be like going to base as fast as I could and not worrying about what he plays until he drops a Sentinel and I have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, when you look at Neff's hand, he has a good variety. He's resourcing the Gonk droid. He's thinking about it. Look at that. He has the Crucible. You see the 6-cost Crucible. You see the 6-cost Deidre. So there's room. There's room here to make that Gonk droid work if he can clear that ground arena.
Oh, there he goes. Changed his mind. Okay. All right. Kept his Gonk.
All right. We have Overwhelm with the Commando.
There he goes.
Takes 3 back, does 1 more to Leia's base, finally getting some damage there. And we reveal a red-white card to get a spy token that comes in ready.
Nice.
There you go. 2 additional damage. Do you finish up the Commando?
Really?
You go for the Commando, yep. And out comes the Gonk.
I'm real sad that Timely Intervention is leaving because I'd really like to timely a Gonk, right? Like that feels like immediately.
Just immediate value for you.
Right. Yeah. Right. For 2 resources. That seems great.
Yeah. No, Timely Intervention.
No, 3 resources, I guess, by the time you timely it.
Yeah. You can definitely have some fun plays, but hey, the Eternal format's for you. Twin Suns.
Yep.
Twin Suns. Yeah. You can maybe get that off. Also, you have a few more weeks. You can just switch your deck.
I do.
We can add just Gonk droid into the deck.
I can put Gonk everywhere.
I can put Gonk everywhere. That's coming out of this broadcast today. All right. Decides to use the Gonk droid to swing into Kazuda, who has 6 health. Again, that's a lot of power for this unit, who's not a legendary.
Yeah. And I guess that, again, my job as Jabba is to not let you get stuff on the board.
All right, 4 damage, and now
I can't
Jabba
believe
deploys.
he comes out already. He has 8 health. How can he come out this early?
He hits for 2. I don't. I think that's the balance there, right? It's just comes out early, and you're just kind of like, I
And just sits
guess,
there.
you know, you're as strong as you're not as strong as a gonk, but you're as strong as like another 2. You think I'd know enough 2 drops by now?
Let's go Viper Probe Droid.
Viper Probe Droid. Thank you.
Let's
Jump in there with the villain card for me. And now Coronet.
Oh, see, this is a build around for me. I have to say that if I pulled Coronet, I'd try real hard to play some blue heroism.
Here we go. Strong move here. Using the Gonk Droid, using the Daedra with the ambush, taking the damage, and using Jabba's ability to damage a Cornet in a whole other arena.
Nice.
So a lot of value here that Sam just used here, and gets 2 more damage on the board with Jabba. So,
and Jabba's ability when he is out as a leader is passive, correct? It just exists. Anytime you are damaged, you can just toss that damage somewhere else if you survive.
yes, it's considered more reactive because you need to do it
Okay.
before you do anything else.
Okay.
So that's the timing thing here. If he were to say, then I swing, and if I take another action before using that, like then he missed it because it needs to be done when the damage happens. So. But smart move because it's going to help him get rid of that Cornet a little quicker, especially if
Yeah.
Sam isn't pulling any space units.
Have we seen him put anything in space?
I believe so. Last turn,
Okay.
last
Does
game.
he have enough for Shadow Crawler? Not quite.
With the
next.
with the Gonk Droid, he can play the Shadow Crawler.
Oh God.
He does have the Crucible.
Yes.
That's his next play for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Crucible would really cement this.
Would be a real bummer if I'm on the other side of the table.
Yeah. So the hard part is Carson hasn't. Well, here we go. Carson's deploying. Carson has a lot of resources, so it is going to come down to is this the right turn for the Crucible or not? All right, remote tank comes into play, so it's going to have Sentinel. 5/5, and then Leia, who on attack can disclose her card and probably make that Sentinel a 6/6.
Yep. Or give it to herself while there isn't any other Sentinel. You take out Jabba.
There
No,
it is.
he needed some ferocity to take out Jabba.
No room for it.
Yeah.
Goes for the defeat with Daedra, creates a spy token, and now Leia's going to swing to the base, giving the Cornet a little bit more health.
Yep.
As well as using the restore that the Cornet gives Leia Organa. All right, 3/12. Carson's favor. Carson's definitely holding his own here. Doesn't look like it on the board presence, but I mean, life-wise.
Retaliate takes out the leader.
Wow, we talked about this card
Yep.
before the day. It's one of the only defeat events. There we go, 6. The problem with retaliate is you got to take damage.
Yeah,
Yep.
so then he didn't.
He didn't do
That's why
the Crucible.
he didn't Crucible. He
Yep.
had to either get rid of her or buff his things.
Yeah, because I believe he kept the Crucible. But we'll find out. The Crucible, again, will give him an experience counter on all 4 units. I believe it's all units. 17/5. Sam has put out some type of option here pretty quick. Just to keep this pressure.
So he has 7 resources, so he could.
All right, 17/4, because it's restore 2.
8. Oh, I want it to be the Crucible so bad.
All right, looks like he's making more room in the ground arena. But again, there's nothing else there. So yes, experience tokens are great.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
But if he only has 1 unit. Well, but it has restore. I don't like letting things live with restore.
Nope. All right, well, it looks like we're going to use Leia's ability to put another counter. So now we have a spaceship that hits for 5, restores 2.
Hits for 6, I think. I think it's a 4/6.
Oh, you're correct. It's for 6. Yep. And Jar Jar comes into play. It's going to give a +2 temporary bonus. Six from Carson to play the battle tank that can ignore the first points of damage. There's the Crucible. Great job there. So Crucible's going to give him an experience token on all the units. There we go. Sam's figured out that white is temporary.
Yes.
And then green is a permanent.
And that Gonk let him Jar Jar and Crucible on the same turn.
Correct,
on
yeah.
7 resources. That's sweet.
Made the Jar Jar cost 1, and then he could use the additional 6. And there we go. So now he can hit for a total of, what is this, 8 damage this turn. So not going to catch him up, but puts him in a much better spot.
No, these guys have raid 2. So this is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11. For anyone at home, Jen was literally touching the screen.
I like to finger count everything. I got to point with my finger to do the math.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Damage is raising on Carson's base now. It is 9-17. Carson's favor. 13 points away from going into game 3 here.
But I mean, he still has restore. He has the initiative.
Yep. What Carson really needs is some ambush just to remove some units and get that restore bonus, which he could be playing because with playing a lot of off aspect here.
Oh, there we go.
Nimble prowess, exhaust a space unit.
So that protects his.
Mm-hmm. I don't think this cornet's going to be removed this game unless Sam has another retaliate.
He could Jabba, but he wouldn't have enough because now that has 2 experience tokens on it.
Correct. And Nimble Prowess doesn't cost a lot, so it's a really great upgrade to get in your format.
Slimore.
All right, Miss Slimore.
She's going to debuff something, which I think he can do it. I think he can do it to the.
It's each enemy unit gets -2, so
dang. It negates those experience tokens.
Yep, and Jabba is defeated with a knowledge and defense. Just he took too much damage, so he's not going to survive that. Carson gets to draw another card because of it, and then Sam follows up with a little bit more damage. So 12-17, Carson's favor. Carson has plenty of resources left.
Oh, I love that card. Suddenly I'll just heal and then take out your guy.
Which card was it?
Droid. It's the plain heroism grassroots something, cost 4.
Grassroots resistance, yeah. 3 damage to unit, deal 3, heal 3. Yeah, definitely a solid removal piece if you get the villain makeup there.
22. He's close.
Oh, I know. I think this game's going to go to game 3. This round's going to go to game 3 if Sam cannot take care of that.
I know Sam has a big. Well, I think the Crucible can the Crucible take it out? No,
it hits for 5. They're at 8 and they've only taken 2 points of damage. Sorry, they have more because of nimble prowess. So
he can get damage on the Crucible, which will die, so he can't Jabba.
Right. But he can give more counters to his units. The problem is the Crucible still hits for 8.
And Sly just debuffs for the phase. So it doesn't leave that -2.
Correct. It's just for the phase.
Oh, that cornet. That's real pretty. Oh my gosh.
Oh, because it's a +1 from Nimble.
Yes.
I got it. So he's hanging in there. 29 to 8. Out comes a Rotunda Senate Guard.
Which only is Sentinel while not damaged. So when you get some damage on it.
And then we're going to Lobot to for Leia Organa's ability here. Play the chopper.
Oh, he's just putting out stuff after Sam claimed. I see. Okay.
Yeah, Sam claimed. So we're going to see.
Oh, nope. There you go.
No options. He didn't draw what he needed to see, which was something to remove the cornet, but there were a lot of units there.
Yeah, he just dumped out too many things at the end for him to be able to get it.
All right, we're going to go to game 3 here, round 2. And that was great. I'd rather see Carson have a strong game than have 2 rough games.
Yeah.
Not that first one was that rough, but I mean, you feel better if you're going to have three games. But 18 minutes left for these 2 players.
Sam really didn't see as many Sentinels this last game. Did he drop any this last game?
No, but there weren't any really ground units he needed to defend.
To block anyway. So
a lot of that came from space. Let's take a quick look at the chat. I really appreciate people chatting in here, cheering on these local players and content creators. Really appreciate people letting us know how they like the channel and the coverage that Jen and I bring. We know we bring a different outlook to this game, and it's definitely what makes it fun for us sitting here for 10 hours.
I agree. I mean, I haven't sung a song yet, but y'all, it will happen eventually.
I am worried about you and Sam after this match because I feel like it's going to get musical.
Yeah, well, I can see the two of us being a bit more creative than the typical commenting on games. Oh, so there he has some sentinels. Oh, but that space answer.
Not a lot of sideboarding this time. These two are ready to go.
They just kind of went at it. You're right.
Yep.
They didn't. I really, really, really hope we see somebody today who just tosses the whole thing and brings in 3PO as their backup deck. That's really what I want to see happen.
That's it.
There will be a song about that. Let me tell you what. I'm just curious to see if that happens at all. Like, just to see if somebody sees a matchup that, like, I cannot beat you with what I have, but I kind of have this janky thing put together on the side. How about I bring that in instead?
Sometimes it has to do with, your card pool. Like, there's been some pools where I'll sit there and be like, wow, I can go either or. Like, I have enough cards to really go either or real quick and have a good time. Because that's the other thing. Like, switching out a leader may mean switching out a lot more of your cards, which may mean cutting into your playtime.
Also true, because that's how much time you get. You don't get any extra time, and these games definitely have gone longer. Oh, it's down to the wire. It's 1-1.
It's 1-1. 1-1. Blue leader versus blue leader. Hero versus villain. We know how this turns out in the movies.
We do. Actually, we know very clearly who comes out on top in this matchup of these two.
That's literally. That's how.
Yes, I know, right?
That's how it happens. Yeah. Great scene. Leia gets her vengeance. I'm for it. Way better than her mom. Her mom saw slavery and was just like, let's fine. We'll walk away. But she's like, slavers, no way. Not on my watch.
He just resourced the gonk.
He resourced the gonk droid.
Sam, we love the gonk.
He has the slime more. This is rough. So we see a couple of events. We see the probe droid and ASB, which has restore, and that slime more is going to be good going forward. So probe droid. All right, we see shuttle, diplomatic immunity, the ornithopter, and the disciplinarian. So some fun techniques from Carson here, starting off with the shuttle in the space arena.
Which he then also gets to see.
Yes.
He'll get to see his hand, right? So they should just play open hand. What are they even hiding anything for?
Right. Well, let's see. So, yep, Sam has to show what he ended up keeping. Retaliate, slime more, and I didn't catch that last one. Well, I think if Sam sees that cornet, he's going to hold on to that retaliate.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, checking one more time. Knowledge and defense was that last card.
Yep.
Unfortunately, knowledge and defense will not take out that shuttle.
Yep.
All right, Sam with the initiative. 3 damage on the board. Is he going to swing with it or is he going to play something else? We see Jar Jar. We see... I'm not familiar with that Dooku card that got resourced, so we'll just assume it's not important. It's not a plot card. It's not a green plot card. I know my green plot.
We don't need it. It's fine. It's fine. We don't know what he's doing. We don't know. Oh, my mind is like, I can't believe you resourced the gonk. You got to ask him about that. You're going
to ask him the question this next time.
What? Tell me what you were thinking.
I think you should just write down your question.
I'm going to write it down right now. I do have a notebook right here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Resourcing the gonk. Clearly he has a plan.
He has a plan. Crosshair just came out.
Oh, I love Crosshair.
And knowledge and defense. Is he going to put the damage on Crosshair or the shuttle? Probably the shuttle. My damage, I mean negative for the turn. Using Leia's ability, looks like he's going to pump up Crosshair.
That's a good call.
So now Crosshair's a 3/4 with the on-attack ability.
And again, knowledge and power is only for the phase, so there's still room for Crosshair to damage. But, I mean, it's gone now. But
it's gone
you
now.
still would have had room to do that.
All it did was obviously gave him a card. A card advantage is strong. It did prevent him from taking one more point of damage from the shuttle. Not horrible, but that Death Trooper is a great add right now. Death Trooper is still one of my favorite cards from set 1. Glad to see it come back here in the Secrets of Power set. And still one of my favorite hyperspace arts.
Oh, it looks really good. Lately I've been obsessed with grit.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? What does grit mean? Or what does that mean for me as a person?
What does that mean for you? Because Spectres don't have, there's only one Spectre with grit, so I don't think anything else caught your attention.
I think it's that future me is thinking about what happens after rotation. And I love Ventress. And Ventress Pilot gives things grit. And I'm just thinking, like, is there... Or no, she doesn't give a grit. She damages something. But then I'm thinking, if I just fill her up with grit, I don't know. It's future me thinking about what happens after rotation. Oh, and Crosshair's still alive.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. So
did he attack?
There we go.
And, oh, yes. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, Sam hit the damage and then returned it. And I wasn't sure why.
There we go. Then. And now he can Jabba with his last resource.
Yes.
It would only put 1 damage up, but I mean, a damage is a damage.
A damage is a damage. You might as well take it unless you really need that initiative, because that's the other thing. If he takes the action, he'll lose the initiative.
Maybe Carson's just going to claim. No, he's sitting on 4 resources. He's not going to claim.
No, there's some time here for Sam to work, and I think we'll see something fun. Or him continue to set himself up. So there we go. We're going to put in that 1 point of damage from the space arena with the Senator shuttle. Oops.
Yeah, and other than initiative, there's not. I mean, obviously initiative matters. I can't think of too many 1-cost events in blue-green that I'd be sitting on that resource for. I'd either Jabba or take initiative. Like, I don't think there's anything else to play here.
Emergency powers if you pulled the rare.
Oh yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite cards, and one that
he didn't do either. Oh no, he did. He took initiative.
Yeah, he kept the initiative. Wanted to continue to go first. 2 units in the space arena. You know, Sam has to be thinking we're at Cornet phase right now. What he doesn't want to see is that Cornet to come out and give these 2 units restore. Yes, he has an answer for it with the retaliate, but the retaliate still means the Cornet has to swing. And what's the point if you have 2 restorers with no defense?
Yeah. There is a blue Space Sentinel. I haven't seen it. I think Defense Fleet X-Wing is a blue Sentinel.
It's the Jade Patrol
that's
Squad.
Heroism. Jade Squadron is Heroism. I think there's a plain blue if Sam had it.
Yes. All right, Jabba has deployed.
And he's got nothing to run him into to damage anything.
No plot mechanics played
Carson's
this turn.
Lane dodging. Oh, he had a Jar Jar in there, I think. No, he had Palp in there. Maybe he didn't.
I don't think he.
Maybe he didn't put anybody down.
And there's his first Sentinel.
Our Sentinels are back, but he doesn't have anything in space.
All right, Carson has the initiative now. He has Nala Se on the ground arena.
What's her on attack?
We also have this is the Leia deployment turn as well. So the ground arena can get a little busier than it has been. It looks like we're going straight for it. Carson, I think, is going to go for that deployment as he picks up the Leia. Yep. And there she is. And he picks up the resource pile. So I think we're going to see some plot cards. And there it is, the remote tank.
Be all of his resources.
The remote saber tank, I believe. Sabre.
And right now, like Nala Se will let him clear damage, but he doesn't have any damage to clear. So we'll see what Sam does.
Carson's in a good spot. I think depending on what he has in his hand, a good move here is to swing with the commandos. Use that 5 damage now, rather than worrying about one of your opponent, your commandos just being defeated. But he would only to take out the tank if he swings with it. No overwhelm gets through.
There we go.
There we go. So that's going to secure the commandos for another turn. +1/+1 counters all around.
Yep.
Great that he got that in before the Cornet came into play.
Yeah. And the Crucible at least can survive after taking out something, and then potentially Jabba damage onto the other.
All right, here we go. Carson has no resources left after plotting for the tank.
Yeah, he has to go into the Sentinel.
Yep. Swings into that,
But
but
lives.
lives and deals the
Yeah.
overwhelming damage, which should take Carson to 9 if they remember. And if they don't, I have to let if they don't, I have to let the judge know.
I don't think that they did remember.
That's where we just messes that judge.
There we
real
go.
quick. Hey.
We have technology on our side. Okay, this +1/+1 counter is not on Leia, correct? It's just a
correct. Yeah, they just have that out there.
Experience token. All right, there finishes off the Cruel Commandos with Leia, which means she's going to die. Yeah, I got it here. And then with the on attack there is going to buff Nalisay. He still doesn't have any damage units when he attacks with her, but... All right, and then take her to base. This is... So both leaders have been deployed. Leia has been out and back. Jabba is still out with no damage. Looks like they are figuring out the overwhelm. 1 point of damage now to base. It's interesting, like when I'm playing, I feel like I don't make many mistakes, but I'm sure we all are, because now that we see them on stream, I'm sure we're all doing the same thing. These aren't new players, so it's just interesting that we get to see it on our end and then call it out, compared to if it's not on stream and nobody's watching your game.
Right. Yeah. So easy fix there. They remembered that that there was overwhelm. That was the keywords they forgot there. So yeah, just raises Carson up to 13 to 11. 6 minutes left.
Oh my gosh.
It's a tight game.
Oh my gosh.
It's a tight game.
That's the other thing about honestly, in sealed and constructed, long games and late deploy leaders, it's a whole different problem you have to solve, right? Your brain has to work longer. You just have less of a break between games. And then there's this pressure of, I need to play faster or we're going to draw, which used to be double loss, right? But now at least is something else. But
yeah, I'm really glad we got rid of the double loss. And, I didn't mind it, but it is a feel bad. So I'm glad it got fixed. But as someone who plays a lot of control, I didn't mind it. I always had to go with the mindset of, someone else is playing control, this could happen. This could go to time. And some players were sometimes surprised that would happen. But then I'd be like, then why did we
play in control? Like you had to know this was.
It's like, why did we both bring Bosk Blue then? Here we go. Sentinel out again. The boost security force. Reveal that green. Which, he's not going to have enough resources to do the ambush with that guy then. But, all right, he gets a Sentinel. He still has space to deal with. Yeah, and that Crucible hits for 5, and that's a good amount. Oh, there's the Beguile. Bounces the Crucible. He can't play it again this phase, and now they get to see the hand. Oh, there's the retaliation. Still held.
But he doesn't have the resources. So this is like a free swing. Oh, no, there's still a Sentinel, I guess, that he has to deal with. But there's nothing in space at this point. I wonder if he can buff. Yep. I wonder if he can buff a space unit.
Yeah, he held on to that diplomatic immunity, and here it is, 17 to 16.
Oh my
or
gosh.
20 to 16 now after that last attack. It is a close game.
This is the part where I forget I'm supposed to be talking. I'm just like watching the game, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be talking through this part.
I think it just means, it just shows again how exciting these matches can get, and how, again, it's tense. It's so tight here. And great players. Yeah. I've seen Carson be at a couple of PQs. He's very great player. Sam obviously talks a lot about the game, plays a lot of the game. If you follow his channel, SWUNEFF channel, especially, again, shout out that recent video of his about the post-rotation decks. A lot of attention there. Very creative guy.
Yeah, he's built some cool stuff. I love his take on cards. I will say that sometimes maybe it's just because I also like him, but I like his style online. I like he's easy to listen to. I can follow what he's saying. He's
Mhm.
just I don't know. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. Yeah.
All right, and then he never really he got the buff from diplomatic immunity, but it was never actually attacked. So he didn't have to do the disclose then to try to debuff the attacker is what that does. Kind of condemn in reverse.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
just
Now here it definitely comes down to
oh
sequencing
my
right
gosh.
now.
Yeah,
Like this
absolutely.
this game can end right here. There's 2.5 minutes left.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
he gets a sentinel down, but if he does anything up in space.
Yeah, any extra buff in space and it is over. We're already sitting there with 5 damage. And there's sudden ferocity for another 3.
Dang.
That is exactly the amount of damage that's necessary there.
So
So
unless he can do something,
mhm.
if he has the space sentinel, there's nothing else that
Knowledge and defense could buy him 1 damage. So that's helpful. But without any ambush, without any sentinel or
and
any
even the 1 damage is going to come off of his
That's true.
his little baby Inspector Shuttle that's been up there doing some heavy lifting all game.
Yeah.
Good job, little Inspector Shuttle.
All right. I think Sam has recognized he's not going to have it here. Swings in with the security.
Oh.
Yeah, just uses the damage but not enough to kill it. Goes to Carson.
Dang.
Great game.
Those were good games.
Yeah, solid stuff there.
Wow.
Carson really pulled it together. We are bringing Sam on, who lost, but again, we want to shout out some of our local content creators.
Plus, we got to find out about that gonk droid resources situation.
Well,
I got
fair.
questions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good stuff there. And,
that was a great game.
and really like very little time to spare. So it's also one of those things we may not have enough time for a
because
quick
he's going to
interview.
have to move on.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm still going to write down my sentence. I write my questions. I am going to ask about resourcing the gonk when I talk to him eventually. I kind of want to ask him about like the mind crunch at the end when you know the clock is ticking.
Yeah, that's a big thing. All right, I know next round we're going to have Ginger Joey of the Hollow Table Games Network. If you followed him, you may have seen also Sam and I play a lot of Twin Sons there. Let's check. So it looks like Joey is currently 2-0. Great for him. So we'll be seeing him.
I wonder what he built. I'm excited to see what he put together.
Yeah. I think Joey always comes in with really creative decks, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm going to see if I can find that out, and if I can send Sam this way, I will.
All right. Sweet. Yeah, I love how I feel like Joey sees good combinations. I feel like he knows the cards. Even he has helped. He's been a great helper. He will help deck tech. I mean, if you see him at casual play at any point and you want any help with your deck, he is a great deck tech buddy. He will look over what you have, and he just seems to really know the card pool off the top of his head, that he can make suggestions and see lines of play. He just, it's great to sit down with him. He's such a good resource. All right, so they are coming at the end. We're officially out of time. Sam, sit down, dude. You got a quick minute. Yeah. Put this on you. Okay. Can you go ahead and say something?
Hey, what's up?
Nope, you're not. Hold on. Now try.
Hello,
There
hello.
you are. You're on. Okay, I got one
Perfect.
question quick.
Yeah.
Dude, you resourced the gonk.
I know.
Tell me. I was like, don't do it. But I mean, like,
I know.
those were great games. But like, tell me, you had good stuff in your hand that had to have been hard to let go of.
Yeah. Well, the game that I did play gonk, I played it on 4, and that was all I played. But it kind of like worked out because I got the Dedra.
Yes, you did.
So,
and still, yes. Yeah. No.
I think I did make a misplay. I was super excited to play the Dedra. I should have played the Crucible there because I'm weak to space, and that's just what I needed to do. But I played the Dedra because I was like, oh, it's just so good with the Jabba. And yeah, I should have definitely played the Crucible to get rid of that Coronet. That was game 2.
That Coronet,
Oof.
dang,
Yeah.
that was gross up there.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the sudden ferocity, then space. I was kind of hoping you were going to have that blue Sentinel space dude up there,
I
but
wish.
I
wish.
know that would have got
I
you
wish
there.
I had honestly, I wish I had a lot of space in general. I didn't have a lot of space, so it's too bad. But I had a good time. So
Nice.
yeah, it was
And
fun.
my other quick question is like, I don't play control decks, and partially because as that clock starts ticking down, there's a whole internal mind game with that. Like, is that part of your like?
Trust me.
You a control player, or is this outside of what you would normally choose?
I am. That's a good question. I am a control player. Not like, that's not the only thing I play, but a Jabba was the only option I had. Right. I mean, I had I had Dedra, but I had nothing in her colors. Like, I had a lot of good Jabba stuff. I mean, I had the good Sentinels, so I have a good Jabba deck, but that was my only option. I haven't practiced much with Jabba, so we'll see how today goes, but I'll just win all my other matches and then see you in top 8. Yeah.
Exactly, because now you'll just like match down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So now you just whoop all
all
those
good,
people and come right back up to the top.
Hopefully no Space Leia, so yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, Jen. I got to get to the next round.
Absolutely. Go.
Yeah.
Run like the wind. Thanks for coming in and chatting.